So you've probably been hearing the term generative AI thrown around a lot lately. And if you're feeling a little out of the loop, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to strip away all the jargon and just get to what this stuff is all about in a really calm, simple way.
Does this sound familiar? Yeah, it's a really common feeling. There's just so much buzz about this technology, and it's so easy to feel kind of overwhelmed, like maybe you missed the boat. But trust me, you haven't. I just want to get this out of the way right at the start. Feeling that way is totally normal. You are not alone, and you are not behind. This isn't some kind of race. You're actually right on time to get to know this stuff at your own speed.
Okay, so what are we really talking about when we say generative AI? Let's just forget the buzzwords for a minute and get right down to the main idea.
At its heart, it's pretty simple. Generative AI is basically a computer tool that can create things for you. Things like text or ideas or even summaries of long documents. And it does it by spotting patterns in the huge amount of info it's learned from. Honestly, that's the whole concept right there.
To make it feel a little more familiar, it helps to think of it in a few different ways. This isn't some thinking, feeling being from a sci-fi movie. Nope, it's more like a helpful assistant, or a super fast researcher, or a creative partner who can help you get started. And this part is absolutely key. It does not have feelings or opinions or its own intentions. It's really just a very, very advanced pattern matching tool.
The feeling of using it isn't like you're commanding some super intelligence. It's much more like this quote says. It's like you're working with a very well-read librarian who can just help you find the right words. That's the vibe. It's collaborative.
Okay, so we've covered what it is, but how does it actually work? The good news is you don't need a computer science degree to get the gist of it. Let's just use a simple metaphor. I want you to imagine a massive, perfectly organized notebook. Seriously, this notebook is the key to understanding the whole thing. It's not magic, it's just this incredibly huge and well-structured library of information and patterns.
So here's how that notebook method actually plays out. First, that notebook gets filled up by reading a giant library of stuff humans have already created. Books, articles, websites, you name it. From all that, it learns patterns. It sees how words are used, how ideas connect, so when you ask it something, it doesn't think in the way we do. It just scans its notebook for the most likely pattern and puts together a response that fits what you asked.
And this next part is really, really important. The AI is working from that fixed library it was trained on. It is not searching the live internet in real time, and it is absolutely, positively not looking at your personal files or your emails. Its knowledge is all based on those general patterns it learned, not your private info. Okay, so that's the what and the how. But why does any of this matter to you right now? Well, because it's quietly starting to show up in a lot of the tools we use every single day. It's moving from being this futuristic idea to just a practical helper.
In fact, you've probably already used it without even realizing it. You know when your email app suggests how to finish a sentence? Or a photo app magically cleans up an old picture? Or when a customer service chat on a website answers your basic question? Yep, that's often some form of generative AI just working away in the background, trying to save you a little bit of time.
And here are just a few more concrete ways it can be a useful little helper. For your personal life, maybe it helps you draft that tricky, polite email you've been putting off. For your creative side, it can brainstorm some ideas when you're just staring at a blank page. See, the goal isn't for it to do the work for you, but just to help you get over that first hurdle.
Now, like with any big new technology, there's a lot of hype and, let's be honest, a lot of fear. So let's just take a second here to ground ourselves in a calm, common sense approach and clear up some of the biggest misunderstandings that are out there. The most important thing we can do is separate the myth from the reality. The big myth, the big fear, is that this is some all-knowing thing that's going to replace people. The reality? It's a tool. It's just like a hammer or a spreadsheet. It's designed to support what we do. It's here to help us, to augment our own skills, not to replace our judgment. At the end of the day, you're the one in charge. So keeping that in mind, here are just a few simple rules of the road. First, treat it like a public forum. Don't put any private or sensitive information in there. Second, always double-check what it gives you. Treat its results as suggestions, not facts, because it can be wrong. And finally, the big one. Use it to support your thinking, not to replace it. And that brings us to what might be the most important point of all. Even though this technology is a powerful new tool, and it is, it's still just that, a tool. Just like the quote says, it doesn't replace uniquely human things like our judgment, our lived experience, or our wisdom.
Those things are, and they always will be, completely irreplaceable.
So, let's circle all the way back to where we started this conversation. If you've been feeling anxious or overwhelmed by all this, I really hope you feel a little calmer now. You are not late to the party. You are right on time to explore this at your own pace and to decide for yourself how, or even if, this tool fits into your life.
I'll leave you with this one question to think about. In your own life, where could a first draft helper be useful? Just thinking about that question, well, that's the perfect first step. Thanks for joining me for this.